What's up? Welcome back. This is your Luteal Phase 2 video. And once we start to get into that latter stage of the luteal phase, this is where a lot of people commonly feel the irritability, the bloating, all of the other multitudes of things that we experience. And it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of the things that we experience are valid. Everything we experience is valid, but the things that come up during luteal phase can be really powerful and potent. And it also is an opportunity, like the luteal phase is what I like to call burn phase at this point. And so today, as we move, we're actually going to move with DJ Taz Sheed. Can't speak this morning. Maybe I shouldn't be recording. Again, luteal phase stuff. We're going to move to the fire track that he has. And the practice today, we're going to start out with a little bit of like active movement, but then gradually start to, lower and get slower into the breath and offer some movements to really kind of relax and open up not only this midsection area, the womb space, the sacral chakra, the hips, all of that, but also an opportunity to, again, breathe and move through whatever's coming up. That's what these spaces are about, is exploring what this week feels like for you, allowing it to be valid, allowing it to just not trying to change it, not trying to fix it or feel better, just really being with it. That's a practice in itself, and that's part of the reason I go to practices, at least, is to be able to give myself some space and, detach from that mind chatter, because not all thoughts are facts. And a lot of times in the luteal phase, we have lots of thoughts that magically just become facts. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much into that. I would encourage you to read more in my book. Check out other resources that I have. Everything is listed below, as well as an awesome playlist that I have together. It's a whole playlist of songs that are talking about fire or burning, and it's a great playlist for the luteal phase 2. And of course, today's music that we're moving to is also linked below that you can go check out. It's great movement music. So, welcome to Luteal Phase 2 practice. Pop your socks off, as always, listening to your body, giving yourself grace. Judgment is drama, hurrying is drama, comparison is drama. And so just allow yourself to come to the practice today as you are, allowing yourself to be in whatever level of mobility you're at, listening to your body first, and then listening to me second, of course. And even if you just sit here and breathe and follow along with the video without any movement, you're better for taking that time for yourself. So, way to show up. A lot of times too, this is the phase where we drop all of our practices, we don't attend to them, and wonder why we don't feel good. So, show up for the things that truly fill you up. Okay. And I think, let's see here. This is beta. I believe there's beta waves here as well too. So for whatever that's worth, I'm not fully versed on all of that, but I also know that our brain receives all of the things around us. So layering the background with fire. We're just going to start by tapping. So if you remember in the follicular phase video, we did some tapping. And if you haven't watched that video yet, you should go back to that video. Just start at the top of your head with your fingers. We're only going to go through this once. This is just an opportunity to okay, I am here in this now. I'm present for this practice. I'm taking time for myself. This is really important. I deserve this. Any of those things make you feel uncomfortable, that's okay. Keep saying them, they'll become true. Those are the thoughts that are facts. Tapping on the third eye area. Starting to breathe. Big full breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Tapping on the sides of the eyes, the temple space. I can get a little closer so you can see what I'm doing here. Breath. And I'm rocking back and forth, that's okay. If you want to root, you can bend the knees and tuck the pelvis. Coming underneath the eyes now, and again, just revisiting those intentions. Judgment is drama. Hurrying is drama. Comparison is drama. Really detaching from the outside world for this short practice. Go ahead and start tapping underneath the nose. Breath in, breath out, tapping underneath the lip. And remember, like I said, this is kind of a combination of EFT tapping and certain lymph points. So just kind of combine the two because it feels good in my body. So maybe it'll feel good in your body. Maybe it'll encourage you to go check out EFT or lymph drainage tapping and all the magic things we can do with just our hands. Go ahead and start to tap the sides here just really gently. Tapping all of those spaces, tapping down through that harder space, the little butterfly shaped base there, and coming down and finding that really it's a softer spot right on the chest there, right underneath the collarbones. If you can find that and tap on it gently. Maybe it's a little tender. If it's really tender, be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. Alright, coming down, and let's just tap on the heart. Put your hand on the womb space. And just as a reminder, this luteal phase is a great time to clear out emails, to clear out files, to clean a cupboard. It is not a time to make major decisions or anything like that. If you can avoid it, do that, because this is not the time for that. Alright, so coming down then and tapping on the sides of the ribs, like about 2 ribs up, right around where that diaphragm would be at. And then karate chop, inside of the left hand, outside of the right. And then we're just gonna shake it out. Jump up and down a couple of times. Shake the legs out, shake the arms out. And that always feels good. I just think that feels good. It's a really good way to just get rid of some energy or, you know, all that good stuff. So now we're gonna move into sun salutation A's. These are just going to be really nice flowed sun salutation A's. So I just want you to do the best that you can, make the modifications that you need, and let's rock and roll. Planting the feet hip width distance apart, bending the knees, reaching up, inhaling and exhaling. Forward fold, push down into the feet. Legs are fluid. Inhale, halfway lift. Placing the hands to the shins, drawing the shoulders and the hips back, gazing right down at the mat, making a really straight spine. Exhale, forward fold, walking the hands away from the feet so that you can take the feet back into plank, finding your plank pose, whether it's legs up and long or knees bent and down. Either way, make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, spine is long. Exhale, lower down, finding your back bend, be it cobra, up dog, sphinx, whatever it is. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes under, keeping the hands where they are, returning to down dog. I guess not returning to down dog, but coming into down dog. Feet are hip width distance apart, hands are rooted and taking up some space, head is floating in between the arms. Core is drawing up, hips are drawing up, heels are drawing down. Inhale, walk the hands towards the feet, standing forward fold. How you doing? Check in with yourself. Give yourself all the grace and all the space. Push down through the feet, bend the knees. Point the tailbone down as you look forward and start to push down to the feet so that you can rise all the way up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, really deepening into the practice now. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step the feet back for plank. Flowing through your Sun A and just releasing the day. Feeling very poetic today. Exhale, lower down. You're just creating the space for yourself. Nothing outside of the edges of your mat matters. Lowering down, finding your way back to down dog. Big full breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth for the last few. Really pushing into the hands and the feet, drawing the hips up to the sky, letting the head hang. And then go ahead and lower down to tabletop and find your way to child's pose. As you find your way to child's pose, start to soften into it. You don't have to go completely, fully, deeply into child's pose at first. Give yourself some space. Find the child's pose, take a couple breaths, start to relax into it, and then go a little deeper. Good. Keep breathing. Take this space. Take this few moments to just honor that beautiful womb space that we are experiencing through the weeks here in this full practice. And by full practice, I mean all of the videos. If you have watched every video up until this one, you are journeying into the deeper wisdom of that space. Allow yourself a few more exhales. Good. So go ahead and walk your hands back. We're going to a pose called pigeon. Bring your knees together and sink over to your left hip. Drawing the right leg out kind of around so that you can bring the left foot kind of forward. You want the shin parallel to the front of your mat. You know, it's kind of misleading that I don't use a mat, but it's harder to use a mat on this surface. So again, very good tip. Know your surface, figure out what works for you. Anyways, pigeon pose. So you're gonna leave the leg here, lean forward, and then start to bring that knee towards the earth, start to straighten it out, start to bring that right leg long. You can use the toe, there we go. You can use the toe to walk back further. Again, my leg doesn't go parallel fully to the front of the mat, but just the best that you can. And then start to walk forward. This pigeon pose is great really for any phase of your cycle. But as you can see, I don't go down very far. You may be able to fold all the way down. That's totally cool. Do that. This is your practice, so make sure that you're finding those spaces in your body where that pose is just juicy. One more inhale and exhale, breath cycle. And really letting it, like, feeling like your womb space has a magnet, like just drawing straight down to the earth. So if you notice your hips are tipping, square your hips up. So now you know, if this is the first time you've been to pigeon, now you know what this kind of feels and looks like. So go ahead and plant your hands down. Tuck that back toe under. Slide that left leg back. Let's bring both the legs together and just sink back a little bit. Notice in that right hip. Modified child's pose. And then walking forward and readjusting for the other side. So you're bringing your right shin parallel to the front of the mat this time. You can kind of find a deer sit here. And then as you lean forward, start to bring that right leg back, or sorry, that left leg back. My right leg is hollering at me right now. So if that's the case for you, make the adjustments that you need to find a proper positioning where your body isn't hollering at you. Maybe there's a little bit of a challenge there, but there's not a sense of danger. I think that's the best way to put it. So as you can see, I'm using that right toe to kind of lengthen out, squaring up the hips, lowering just to the point of my own comfort. On this side of the hip, I could probably stay up like this and breathe for a few more breath cycles. There's also opportunities here to put blocks underneath the long leg. You can find some spaces for your props to help support as well. So just really offering a lot of options for you. Each time you come back to the practice, even though it's the same practice, it will feel different in your body. There will be different things that you find. Okay, go ahead and tuck the back toes under. Lift that leg, send the right leg back, noticing the opening in your hips. All right, awesome. Exhale from your plank, lower down, untuck the toes. Find a gentle back bend. Lower down and find your way to down dog. As you find your way to down dog, again, feet are hip width distance apart. Head is hanging in between the arms. Hips and core are drawing up towards the sky as the heels are drawing towards the earth. If they don't touch, that's okay. It's the intention that matters most. Breathing in and out. Speaking of intention, revisiting that intention. Is this mat space a judgment-free zone still? Are you hurrying to get done? Are you comparing yourself to anything outside of you? Inhale and exhale. Let those drop off. Deepen into your space. And then walking the hands towards the feet or the feet towards the hands, finding a standing forward fold. So as you can see, I'm kind of letting there be a bend in my knees. My feet do have some space in between them, and just really allowing the lower body to hold the upper body and allowing the upper body to just continue to loosen, release, bringing in breath. Keep breathing through the nose and out the nose, untying the knots in the body and in the mind. Release the kneecaps if they're tight. Then go ahead and plant the feet and just bring the knees down one at a time. Find your way to a seated forward fold. As you find your way to a seated forward fold, just make sure your heart is floating over that pelvic bowl, over that womb space. And inhale and reaching the arms up. And it's more about hinging at the waist, using the arms to kind of weigh you down as opposed to reaching for the toes. You reach for the toes, the shoulders come towards the ears. We don't want that. The shoulders to relax down the back. And so fold just to the degree of which you feel a nice, juicy little stretch. You can point and flex the toes. You can take the head side to side. It just really depends on what feels good in the body today. Inhale and exhale. Take a few moments in your seated forward fold here to speak words of gratitude and love to your entire body. Maybe you want to just speak beautiful words of love and gratitude towards your womb space. Sometimes it's easier just to go through the whole body. I'm grateful and I love you, feet, for carrying me around this beautiful earth. I love you and I'm grateful for you, hands, as you help me serve with love and kindness. I am grateful for you, womb space, and I love you. I am in constant awe of the magic and mystery of the creation that I hold within. Walking the hands up very gently. We have been in the seated forward fold for a little while. Okay, I'm gonna flip around so you can see what I'm doing. Lord of the Fishes, drawing the right foot up, drawing the hips back underneath the heart. Right foot comes to the outside of the left leg. Right hand floats behind, plants in line with the spine, and opens up the shoulders. That left elbow, two things can happen. You can go for it and hook that elbow on the outside of the right leg, or if it's a little bit easier to create a twist by opening the arm, you can do that too. So as you twist in your seated fishes, inhale and exhale. Imagine the body twisting around the straight spine. Exhale and release the legs. This is beautiful. Twist, nourishing for the digestive system, which sometimes during the luteal phase I can have problems with. Constipation. I had to sneeze. Inhale, come back to center, send the legs long. And that's the thing about some of that stuff, right? Like getting to know like certain parts of my weeks where if I eat certain things, I can tend to become a little bit more backed up. Whereas like I can eat anything during my ovulation phase and I'm probably going to be okay. But once I get towards the luteal phase, if I have a lot of processed foods, if I have a lot of wheat products, my body just digests it differently. So bringing that left leg up, bringing it to the outside of the right. I'll spin around here so you can see what I'm doing and I can talk to you while we're in the twist, because I have more things to say about that. Just about like what nourishes us in some weeks doesn't nourish us in other weeks. And so I think that's another really important thing to be aware of. And we notice these things when we take the time and the space to breathe and to move and connect the mental body and the spiritual body and the physical body. So look over that shoulder, find your Lord of the Twists on this side. I didn't give you a whole lot of direction to get into this one. So you can go ahead and trust your body. Trust your body. It knows what it's doing. Just get the mind out of the way. That's why Shavasana is the hardest pose in the yoga practice. Stilling the body and the mind. One more inhale and exhale, breath cycle. Oh yeah, feeling the nourishing effects of that twist. All right, inhale, come back to center. And you can have your legs either long or just like however you want to. You can do an easy seated pose. We're gonna do not Lord of the Fishes. We just did that. Jeez, Kate. This is what happens when I start into luteal phase. My brain gets a little scrambled and it just gets worse. So knowing that, I don't try and finish any projects like I'm doing right now. I'm not trying to do the Macarena like you're going to do. Go ahead and hold your arms out like you do in the Macarena. The right elbow drops into the left elbow. Make a little cross like that. And then you bend your elbows. Relax the shoulders and relax the elbows towards the chest. Your palms are now facing outwards, away from each other. That right hand is kind of in the cross. It's going to come around the front. And then the left fingertips will meet the right palm, or maybe you can just grab a thumb, or maybe you can only grab that, whatever. Find what works for you. Inhale and exhale a few times. Feel the shape shift of the shoulders. More inhale and exhale, breath cycle. Go ahead and open up the arms nice and wide. Relax the shoulders down, and then bring everything back to center. Other side, left elbow drops into right elbow. Your elbows bend and your palms face out. Now your left hand floats around, and you relax into that. Again, chin's parallel with the earth, shoulders relaxed. Rooted into the seat, long, strong spine. Good. Inhale, open up, reach up, and then coming on to your back for our last few poses here. The luteal phase videos are definitely a little bit longer. There's a reason for that. I feel like we need a little bit more movement during that time. Drawing the heels back towards the bumsy, hip width distance apart. Everything is facing the front of the mat. You're in this nice alignment, walking the shoulders underneath you, headed for bridge. Inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky, squeeze them little butt cheeks together, but don't squeeze the knees together. Don't let the knees fall open. Don't let the knees squeeze together. Imagine there's a block, or actually put a block there. Interlock your fingers. Let them rest on the earth. Drawing long, walking the shoulder blades underneath you, maybe a little bit more, squeezing up. And exhale, lower down, hug the knees into the chest. Gotta get my notes. Oh yes. Okay, so go ahead and lower down. We're gonna do reclined pigeon. I love this pose because sometimes pigeon for me is challenging. This allows me to deepen into more hip opening. So relax, feet rested on the mat, knees back. Bring that right ankle to rest on the top of the left thigh, almost towards the knee, making that figure 4. Now you can get a strap to put behind your leg. You can also grab your pant legs. You can also interlock your hands behind that left leg. So you have your hands interlocked behind your left leg. Your right knee is bent. Your upper body is relaxed. You start to breathe that 3-part breath. And each exhale allows you to kind of push that knee away from the nose, letting the knee fall open and away. Noticing where that creates a little tension in the hip, but allowing yourself to breathe past the tension into the release. Again, this is a great one to go to when you're maybe feeling a little discomfort. Bringing the left leg down, right leg comes to the mat, left leg, figure 4s and rests on the right thigh. Just switching sides in your reclined pigeon, reaching behind the thigh now, completing the pose, allowing the left knee to fall open, upper body to relax, and you're just gonna breathe. Maybe you want to do a couple of exhales out the mouth. Make sure you're breathing in and out of the nose primarily. Good. We're now in ether, that track. Not quite sure what wavelength it is, but feeling yourself being held by the earth, seeing, feeling, imagining, lowering the right leg down, bringing the left foot down to the earth, drawing the soles of the feet together, going to Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly, knees fall open, readjusting. This is where we are going to end. So knowing that, make sure you find really juicy, comfy space. Maybe you want to support blocks underneath the knees. Whatever works. Let's take a few 3-part breath cycles. Feel that 3-part breath really drawing you into center, calling you home into stillness. Last 3 exhales, see how much you can release and let go. Release it right back into Mother Earth. Imagine it floating off of you, sliding off of you, blowing off of you, whatever it is. All the tension, all the stress, all the worry, all the judgment, all the drama is gone. Mama Earth takes that, mulches it, makes fertile soil for new seeds for you to plant in your next upcoming cycle, starting over, heading towards that darkness, that stillness, that rest of menstruation, honoring this phase and all of the wisdom that it holds when we allow ourselves to be with it, when we honor it. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is a place to create and give birth to life. Inhale and reach the arms up. Stretch the legs long. Ooh, yeah. You can draw that left leg up. You can roll yourself over to your right side. We always take this space for a space of acknowledgement. So for the next 3 breath cycles, just acknowledging yourself. You showed up. You are better for taking this time and space for yourself. You deserve to feel good. Go ahead and coming up from seated, finding your way into whatever easy peasy, lemon squeezy seated pose you'd like. And let's go ahead and just put a hand on the heart, a hand on the womb space, just remembering that our body is not against us. Our body does not hate us. Our body, every fiber of our being lives for us. Every cell, every muscle, every bone. Breathe in and out in quiet reverence for the sanctity of your vessel, your sacred temple that houses your spirit, your soul, your life force energy. Breathe that in and out. And then inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead, palms meet. Remembering this space is here for you anytime, anywhere. Always accessible through breath. Coming back to ourselves and our breath in order to respond in a loving way to ourselves and to the outside world. Inhaling, reaching out one more time. And drawing the heart and the hands together. May we be safe and protected. May we be healthy and nourished. May we love and be loved. And may we truly be happy. May our practices bring us peace. And may we share this peace with the world. Namaste. Okay, so hopefully that helped you move through a little bit of Luteal Phase 2 stuff. And you know, any of these practices that I offer as we journey through the weeks of our cycle. You can come to these anytime. You don't have to be in Luteal Phase 2 to come and get the medicine of this movement. And so I just really encourage you to listen, follow your nudges. You ended up here and you're better for it. So I really want to witness you in your courage in diving deeper into getting to know yourself. Because the more that we heal our internal soils, the more that we heal ourselves, the more we heal the world. And that is something that is definitely needed. So go be the amazing, magnificent, badass that you are. Maybe that means curling up on the couch and nourishing yourself all day with self-care and self-love acts. Maybe that means getting out there and getting that to-do list done and feeling really accomplished and very inspired. Maybe it's just taking some time to sit with some uncomfortable feelings that are really asking for your love and your attention. Whatever it is, have the courage and know that you are always supported, always guided, and always protected by that wise inner guide within. All right. Sunshine and snapdragons to you, my friends. We'll see you again.